Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your guest, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and it's a pleasure to be with you again today. We're going to talk over some very interesting developments in the field of healthcare, specifically with problems people have with sleeping, with snoring, which technically, scientifically is called sleep apnea, which leads to a lot of other medical issues that we'll be going over today. And also the field of aesthetics with lasers, because lasers have really advanced and it seems like that there's some cosmetic benefits to laser therapy. So today we have a very enjoyable show and health-centered show. And we have a very special guest that we're very honored to have on the show, which is Mr. Dimitri Ballas, an engineer. If you can put up his pictures up on the screen, I'll introduce our guest to the audience, Mr. Dimitri Ballas from Long Island. And there you see Demetri with his daughter. Mr. Ballas has been a top rep in the dental laser field for over 15 years. He was awarded Top Rep of the Year for Photona Lasers in 2020 and 2021. He's a nationally recognized speaker touring on dental lasers. And as a youth, he was a priest's son, and he always had a background of striving for integrity and honesty in all his actions. He was an Eagle Scout and later served in the U.S. Army, protecting our great country. He completed his BA at Stony Brook University while working full-time. And he and his wife, Tess, have two beautiful children, Jerry and Georgia. Mr. Ballas' motto is, do the right thing. And that's something that in today's world, I wholeheartedly welcome. And so, engineer, if you could, if you bring him up on the screen, and I want to welcome Mr. Dimitri Ballas to A Time for Truth show. Hello, Demetri.
Hello there. Thank you. How are you?
I'm excited to be here with you because, you know, since I was talking to you, I've gotten so excited, and I really want to let you start rolling with this because you've got a lot of very important information. So I wanted to ask you, how was it that you came and you decided to start in this field of dental lasers?
Well, to be honest, back in 2007, my own dentist did a cavity on me, and he used a laser instead of a drill. And I thought that was interesting. And he was able to complete that procedure without using any shot or Novocaine, which I found amazing. I just felt a cold water spray on my tooth. And then I asked more about it, and I inquired more, and I reached out to the company, and the rest is history. So I've been in the dental field since 2007. I've been selling lasers for the last let's say 14, 15 years. and I've really come to get to be fond of them and help my customers who are my dentists reach their potential with this amazing product.
Wow. Well, I know you had 2 videos. And engineer, if you can put the first 2 videos that Mr. Ballas gave to us, you know, because there's a lot of information that we're going to share tonight on this. And if you get those 2 on, the first 2 videos, and this way the viewers can see, you know, the information. Yeah. So while the engineer is loading up video 1 and video 2, there you go.
Now you need a root canal or even a cavity. Just isn't fun.
No way, but what if you could have those procedures done without needles or drills and maybe even without pain? KTV 11's Lauren Maxwell tells us it's possible.
It is possible when you use lasers. Now, one Anchorage dentist who uses lasers in his practice says people would be amazed at what he can do without ever touching a drill.
Then the shot, you know, you get the little sting and then you have to wait there for a while.
Rick Rawls has had plenty of dental work. Well, you could say he knows the drill.
Needle, and you're numb for half an hour after, you know, you really can't eat. You go home, you're slobbering all over yourself.
Here's the way most people experience dental work if they haven't tried a laser.
Straight across the board, it's just a better way of doing things.
Dr. Kirk Johnson has long used lasers in his practice.
We have now 7 different lasers that we use every day, 4 different wavelengths, and they're all used for a variety of different things.
About 2 years ago, he got a new one.
It's currently the best laser on the planet.
That he says can replace a drill in almost every case.
Now I have the laser pointer on the tooth, and I'm going to turn it on.
Rick is having 2 cavities filled. He doesn't need a shot.
There's no need to get him numb because it doesn't hurt.
Instead of a drill, he hears this. The popping sound of the laser at work.
It's so fast that there's no time for the tooth to heat up.
It leaves behind a clean hole where the filling will go.
And now that is ready for the actual filling itself.
Dr. Johnson says the laser is accurate and fast.
So now we're doing tooth-colored bonding to just fix the hole that he had.
Within a short period of time, the cavities are filled.
But now she's using a dental curing light to get that good and strong.
All that's left is to take a small polishing pad.
Looks like an emery board.
To make the final adjustments.
Rick, is anything we're doing hurting you in any way?
Nope.
Nope, okay, good. Close and grind. We like that.
When the work is done in less than an hour, Rick gives the laser a big thumbs up.
No pain through the procedure, so it was great.
And because he isn't numb, he's looking forward to having some lunch.
Dr. Johnson isn't the only dentist in Anchorage who uses lasers. There are a couple of others, but he was definitely the first in the state to give them a try, and he says this equipment is state-of-the-art.
Magnificent. That's amazing. So
yeah. So what you kind of see there, I'm sorry. What you kind of see there is the second video was showing how sometimes you have a cavity underneath your gum, and the dentist needs to cut away the gum to get access to the cavity, which would definitely require anesthesia. But we have two different wavelengths on our laser. I don't know if you noticed the two different hand pieces that were being used on that last video. The first one is an erbium YAG. The erbium YAG will cut hard and soft tissue with water. Okay, so that's what he was doing to use that's what he was using to cut the cavity. And then he used the ND YAG to also go ahead and just touch up a little bit of the gingiva. That whole procedure was done with a little topical anesthetic. That's not a needle. That's the little jelly that they put on your gum before you get a shot. There was no shot here. It was just the topical solution on there, and they were able to do that because the laser cuts in a cool fashion. It doesn't create heat or friction, and the best thing about that is when you cut the soft tissue, there's no bleeding left behind. So it's a very clean field for the dentist to restore.
It's totally amazing, Dimitri. I wanted to ask you, tell us about this laser treatment in terms of snoring. I know a lot of my friends complain, and I've had patients complain. They can't sleep well, they're tired during the day. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Sure. So if the engineer can get the other two videos ready, actually video...
Sure, and also let me tell the engineer. So we want to get engineer the video 3 and video 4 ready. So if we get them ready, and then we'll tell you when to play them. Go ahead, Dimitri.
Oh, I'm sorry, also 5 as well. It follows.
3, okay,
follows
so Rafael, if he can get a video 3, 4, and 5, listo, okay?
Perfect.
Okay, go ahead, Dimitri.
So basically, the snoring is a huge problem in the U.S., and they do have we do have a laser that's able to tighten your collagen inside your soft palate and uvula, lifting it out of the way so you can get more air into your into your lungs without snoring. This is a really remarkable procedure. We've been doing it since about 2012, 2013. The name of the procedure is called night lace. And most people that snore know so because of their partner. There is an app out there called Snore Lab, S-N-O-R Lab, L-A-B. You can go download it. And what it does is it records your snoring overnight and gives you a score. It also tells you how much of the night are you snoring. 50, 60, 70, 80% of the night. So this is what we do before we treat the patient, is we get a baseline. We find out how long or how much they're snoring overnight. And then we do 3 treatments. Each treatment is a half hour long, and each treatment is 3 weeks apart. So you do a half hour today, a half hour in 3 weeks, and the last half hour in another 3 weeks. And we get almost remarkable, the most remarkable results when we're doing this. So if we could play that first video, that would be great.
Sure. So, engineer, let's put video number 3.
8 million Americans suffer from snoring. That's according to the National Sleep Foundation. Our Brittany Moore explains how a new treatment offered in Manhattan is making a big difference.
Debbie Bashand from Clyde had a big problem. She snored loudly.
They talk about tornadoes resembling a freight train, and this is true, and that's probably what I sounded like.
So Debbie found Dr. Daniel Winter at the Center for Dental Sleep Medicine in Manhattan.
We all need to have a normal night's rest with certain cycles through sleep, and if those cycles are interrupted, i.e. by snoring, they can interrupt the quality of our sleep.
Dr. Winter says custom-made oral appliances or mouthpieces have been used for years to help quiet snoring, but now they have a new, less invasive way to help solve the problem.
The night laze, which is the use of an erbium laser to treat snoring. What's unique about this laser is it uses smooth wave rapid pulse laser energy, that actually thermally warms the tissue. By toning up that tissue back there and firming it up a little bit, get a little bit more lift, it decreases that vibration and decreases that snoring sound.
The night lays can also treat sleep apnea if the problem is with the soft tissue at the back of the throat. But making sure you have the right diagnosis is key.
We'll treat the snoring, but if the patient has other key indicators that they may have other sleep disordered breathing, I may refer back out to a physician.
Debbie has now had a couple of treatments done with the night lays, and it has made all the difference for her.
It's helped immensely. I probably still snore a little, but I had a big problem.
Since the night lays is a newer treatment option in the United States, most insurance does not cover this procedure. Dr. Winter says the standard cost is $1,500 for 4 sessions. Brittany Moore, KSNT News.
So, yeah. So what you were seeing there was my treatment done. I actually don't snore, but I wanted to see what it feels like to have it done on yourself. And I can tell you there was absolutely no pain. It was a little warm at the beginning, and the worst part about it was once in a while he might hit my tongue, and I had a gag reflex going. But other than that, there was absolutely no pain at all. What it did for me, I'm a runner, so I like to run about 4 or 5 times a week. It actually, because I opened up the airway in the back, it actually decreased my time about 30 seconds off of my mile. So it helped me out that way. So a lot of my doctors are promoting this not just for snoring, but for athletes, for people that want to do better and breathe faster and breathe better during athletic competitions. But I got to tell you that this is an amazing thing. There is no surgery. There is no downtime. The next few hours, your throat feels dry, but it's not the end of the world. It was very, very pleasant experience, and it really did open up the airway in the back. If we can ask the engineer to show a couple of those pictures, there's one in particular called Snore Lab. If you could show that picture, that would be great. I want to explain that picture a little bit.
Sure. So, Rafael, if we can put up the picture that's called Snore Lab. What? It's the one that shows the throat. There's a picture showing the la garganta, the throat. Yeah, if you can, hay dos fotos de eso. Yeah, here we go. Perfect.
That the next one. This is a great one. You see the before and after, right? Again, this was without surgery, so because we opened the airway, we can go ahead and get more air in there. But if we could show the other one as well, there's one more like this that shows the Snore Lab. I want to kind of explain that as well.
Okay. Engineer, if they can put on the next photo. There's another photo after this one.
Should be Snore Lab. It's called.
It should say snore. No, actually, that's fine. We'll leave it there. But there's a few videos we're going to need soon. So let's get video 6 and 7 ready, engineer. Okay, Rafael? But let's go ahead and continue because I don't think we have that one. But that picture that you did show is fantastic because you can see on the left and on the right how it opened up the airway.
Yeah, exactly. And this way it reduces the snoring. It does last about a year. So here's another video.
So this one is on wrinkles.
Taking that one step further, using a laser to reduce wrinkles. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins reports how the same laser used for pain-free cavity fillings is also erasing fine lines.
54-year-old Tracy Hockaday says she's not ready for the cost or downtime of a surgical facelift, so she's opting for a quick and painless option at her dentist's office.
I want to look my best. I don't want to look different. I want to look refreshed.
We're the only people in the state of Ohio doing this particular treatment.
Dr. John Heffernan is talking about the Lightwalker laser. By switching the handle, it goes from fixing cavities to boosting collagen.
This is taking control of your body's own healing process and starting something called neocollagenesis, which is creating new collagen.
The laser warms up the outside tissue, but the main work is done inside the mouth. It helps to plump up the skin and could erase those lines around the mouth and nose. It may even lift sagging jowls. Tracy had her lips done too. But why the dentist's office?
We're specialists in the musculature around the face. Why should we not be the experts in doing these procedures?
After half of her face is finished, Tracy gets a sneak peek.
I'm thrilled. I mean, I can see the difference.
So the big question is cost. Well, one treatment is $800, but you need a minimum of 3. Any additional visits would be $500, and it lasts about a year. So those maintenance visits will also cost $500.
Her whole face took half an hour, no limitations.
Right from this appointment, eat, drink, spicy, not spicy, whatever she wants, no redness, no irritation.
Plump is the best word I can say, almost like it just got beefed up.
So that's pretty, that's pretty cool stuff. If you want to go back to that picture, if the engineer could show that picture of the before and after of the lips and the mouth.
Sure. So engineer, if we can show that picture that we had before of the wrinkles around the mouth, the one that he had before. Let's put that one back up.
It's also the laser also promotes new collagen, so you can use it as well for lip plumping. Instead of using fillers, you can go ahead and use it for lip plumping. So you see the before pictures on top and the after pictures below, and you'll see how the wrinkles have been completely reduced. They're not gone all the way, but they're they're much, much better. She was so happy with this over the traditional, over her previous.
That's totally amazing, Dimitri.
Yeah, if we can go to the next picture too, you can see the lip plumping. So you see this person actually has what they call smoker's lines. On the left picture, you'll see above her lips those little indentations. Those are smoker's lines. If you look to your right, they're completely gone. And that again lasts about a year. I think there should be maybe one more picture.
Sure, let's take the next picture. Here we go. This is the plumping, no?
So yeah, this is the lip plumping. So the bottom lip, you notice on the bottom picture, the bottom lip was fine. She wanted her thin lip on the top to be a little bit more plumped. So we used the laser to go ahead and plump it, and that was all natural. That was her own body creating her own collagen. This was no chemicals, no fillers, no other injections, just the laser.
Amazing. That's totally no surgery, atraumatic. Wow. It's beautiful. It's really elevates the field of dentistry because not only can we create nice smiles, but we get nice, the stage is set for those teeth now. Beautiful.
We just did, last week I was at a doctor's office that I delivered a new laser in Westchester. And this 19-year-old girl had a really gummy smile from her braces. Okay, she finished her ortho, and there was a real gummy smile. He used the laser to reduce the gummy smile, and then he used the laser to plump her lips. She was ecstatic. I mean, he completed her smile. It wasn't just inside the mouth, it was also on her lips that made it look really, really nice. So it really does make a big difference for the dentist and the patient. If anybody has any questions out there, they're more than welcome to try to contact me. I don't know if you want to give them my email or whatever.
Sure, engineer, there's a link that we have that shows his contact information. So if we can put that up on the screen, and while we're getting his contact information on the screen, I was going to ask you, Mr. Ballas, is what should patients know about going about contacting or asking the dentist?
Well, typically, you really want to find out if they have a laser, right? But not every laser is the same. There's different types of lasers out there. There's soft tissue only lasers that really don't do any of what we just saw. And then there's all tissue lasers that really do what they do. Our laser is called the Photona Lightwalker laser. It has 2 different wavelengths, and it is dental and aesthetic. It does both. So you can ask your dentist, do you have a Lightwalker laser? And you can also ask them, have you been trained? what kind of training. We have dental trainings, we have aesthetic trainings. We're not trying to teach dentists how to do dentistry. They already know how to cut a cavity. We're just teaching them how to cut a cavity with our laser. So you just got to make sure that they're well trained and that they have the correct laser to do what you're looking for. Because there's some lasers that are on the that are just smaller, that are just doing soft tissue, and then there's other lasers that do all tissue and they do dentistry and aesthetic like ours. And again, that's called the Lightwalker. Photona is the name of the company. Lightwalker is the name of the product. And my email's out there if you want to reach out to me. It's dimitrib@gmail.com. Or you can go to my website, repoftheyear.com, and learn more about me. But please feel free to reach out. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Dr. Fialkov, I can't thank you enough.
You know what? It's very informative. I know people out there probably like all excited. I know that I think it's fantastic, and the field of dentistry keeps moving forward, giving people their smiles back. Now we're doing not only, like you said, inside, but the stage also outside. It's beautiful. So for you, those of you watching the show, dentistry is there for you to help you smile, get your confidence back, and without the pain that used to be. Thank you, Mr. Ballas, and thank you for tuning in for Time for Truth show. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Dr. Fialkov. Appreciate it.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet